Hello everyone, I'm Charlie Tolhurst and welcome to Motormania on YouTube. Yes, it's a motoring series where I talk all things automotive and yes, cars. Today's video, we're going to be talking about a very small little city car that is also very clever and is built by the Japanese. I'm of course talking today about what makes the Toyota IQ a very small and quirky city car. Yes guys, the Toyota IQ. What is this car and what was its purpose in the city car class? Yes, Toyota IQ is one of those cars that is extremely small. In fact, I much call it a pound shop Toyota, which is what it is, more like a pound shop Toyota. But it's more than a pound shop Toyota in the way this car is actually very clever for what it is. Now, in terms of the IQ's reputation, this car only had to compete with rivals like the Smart Forve 2 and Forve 4. And really, this car was a unique ingenious solution. It was shorter than the iGo, and it only had 2,000mm of wheelbase and the overall length of 2,985mm. It was 420mm shorter than the iGo stablemate, but yet it was 65mm wider. Now, it launched in 2008, and this car featured, obviously, the unique body styling. It was a very small car, and the IQ was offered with a choice of two petrol engines upon the launch, which included a 68 brake horsepower 1 litre VVTi or a 98 brake horsepower 1.3 litre VTi. The former laid down another industry benchmark with CO2 emissions of just 99 grams per kilometre. It was the first time a petrol engine four-seater car had broken the 100 grams per kilometre mark. And to be honest with you, okay, this car was very clever for the time. You know, it might not have been the most practical, it might not have been the most practical car of its type, and it certainly wasn't the most revolutionary car of its time. But what it done was lay down an important benchmark in the city car class. A very small car that had a lot of character. The IQ had a very good turning circle. The turning circle on this car was not much different to a Smart Forve 2 because it had a very short wheelbase, which meant that this car could actually relatively do well in very small tight cities. In the city, this one was an absolute breeze to drive. It was super easy, you know, and even on a motorway, I think that you could take this thing out onto a motorway or a dual carriageway and actually be finding it. Because Toyota did actually do a decent job of keeping the engine noise down to a minimum when you were driving. Now, the IQ people obviously brought this car because of one thing, its trademark. However though, is the IQ worth buying in today's world? Probably not. Because this car is not really a city car that you're going to want to spend a lot of time in. For example, the boot in this car is extremely small. Because of the way of this car's design, Toyota had to sacrifice boot space. It's only 32 litres, which is unbelievably small. Really, if you're going to carry anything, you have to fold down the rear seats, which then defeats the object of this being a small car. So really, you're left wondering, what is the IQ worth to buy for? The IQ is more of a city car. You could take this thing out on the main road if you wanted to, but really, if you're living in place somewhere like London, or somewhere like a big city, where you are mainly going to be driving around the city, this may be the best car for the job. Number one, as I said, the IQ is really small, in that it will be able to go around buses with ease. You'll also have decent fuel, a decent sized fuel tank as well. It's not the biggest fuel tank, but it's one that's big enough for the car. And also as well, this car is extremely narrow as well. Because of its narrow dimensions, this car can fit in any tight London car park without a problem. The main thing with the IQ though, that obviously, you know, this did have a unique infotainment system as well. Like top of the range versions came with infotainment systems, and you know, it had unique technology at the time. of its launch as well. You know, it could reach a top speed of 78 miles an hour. They even announced an IQ EV in 2011 at Geneva Motor Show, which had a top speed of 78 miles an hour and 65 miles on a single charge. And you know, it was a car that kind of got an electric version. It also, as well, Toyota also done a GRMN tuned supercharged IQ prototype called the Toyota Auto Saloon, which was used a 1.3 litre engine with 128 brake horsepower, 6-speed closed radial box, sport suspension, and a full body kit with 16-inch alloy wheels. It was a very interesting shape. It also had a techno-organic design of the V-shaped centre console, and usual door armrests are actually mathematical emulations of graceful ocean-going Manta Ray with a seamless integration of auto unit and control functions to enhance the IQ's premium feel. As well, and every element of this car was used to design to save weight. The IQ is very interesting because, for me, it never really caught on in the world of city cars. Like, the Aygo is a lot more popular. I understand the Aygo is more popular because it's a lot bigger inside, it's a lot more spacious. It's a car you drive a little bit more on a regular basis. But the IQ, I could understand why some people bought this car, because it did actually have a reputation as being a very premium city car. The only issue of the IQ was the price. It was expensive, so really it kind of it got overlooked and forbidden in the class. However, though, I'm coming on to say on this video that I think the IQ is a very important car for city cars, and it changed the perception of the city car here in, not just in the UK, but in Europe, around the world. European sales of this car stopped in about 2014, so it has been off production for about 10 years. But don't worry, guys, the IQ will still live on as a Toyota that was all about creating a small package for a premium product. So that's all on my latest video here for Motormania. Please like and subscribe, and I'll alert you when new videos get uploaded. Take care and goodbye.